Hey y'all, so today we're going to be talking about is black love, struggle love. And today we have for my guest star, Kovu Ko.
What's good with y'all?
So yeah, we're going to just be talking about it. So how I came up to this idea, this conversation was Kovu Ko. Basically, I was watching The Real and Lonnie Love, she was talking about how she's really happy in her new relationship. And by the way, she's in an interracial relationship with a white man. And how she had to journey on and find and love herself, and in the past she was into a lot of struggle love. And so when I was watching it made me feel some type of way, like, because struggle love is a derogatory term, like it's not, it has no good connotation to it. But how you feel about that?
I mean, yeah, struggle love is bad, obviously, and struggle love has a secret undertone meaning to it that I feel like most black people know, and I think that's why her whole statement was kind of controversial, because in the end she knew what she was talking about and it wasn't direct.
Exactly. And for all you who don't understand what a derogatory term is basically, the definition is showing a critical or disrespectful attitude towards something. So back in the day, struggle love used to mean, well, its original meaning was the concept of a woman being in love with a broken man. But in 2018, the meaning has changed. It really refers to two black people in a relationship which is struggling. So basically, any two black people in a relationship. And that term was actually created by black people who participate in interracial romantic relationships who have resentment towards black couples. So it's very harmful and hurtful for me to hear her say that, because she participated in some version of black love, and now that she's in an interracial relationship, she's like throwing out that word struggle love. Like, it's very like hurtful, you know? How do you feel?
Exactly, it's the same thing. Really, I feel like it's kind of a passive vendetta that she has at this point, in resentment towards, like you said, black love. And I guess she thinks IR relationships is better, but I feel like that still doesn't render you any license to down anybody who's not in an IR relationship.
Exactly. And a lot of people that I was watching in the comment section, they were like, she wasn't talking down upon the black community or black couples. She just said struggle love or whatever. It could be any race. But like, my thing is, she's black. She's black. Black people in the black community, we know what's up when you say struggle love. And we're not talking about other races, we're talking about each other. How you feel?
And I haven't heard that term for any other scenario or any other racially ambiguous couple or anything. I've only heard the term struggle love used for black relationships.
I have. That's the only time it's really used. Like, trust me, I never hear struggle love when two white people are together. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, and then my thing is, Lonnie's really smart. She's a really smart woman. Like, she's throwing passive aggressive messages out there.
I just feel that basically she knows what she's doing, based on the mere fact of they've talked about failed relationships amongst the other girls who were in IR or just non-black relationships, and the term struggle has never been brought up. But when she talks about her failed past relationships in that reference, like, she uses that term specifically.
Exactly. Like, she just randomly pulled out the struggle love card now that she's with a non-black person. And another thing that I have a problem with too is that I really don't have a problem with interracial relationships. I just hate that, like, in the black community, they're put on a pedestal, and so everybody's fighting for it. But when it comes to loving each other, like, the ball drops. Like, nobody cares, you know?
Exactly.
When it comes to loving our own people, we're quick to opt out. It reminded me of I forgot the guy from Nobody's Fool who plays the lead love interest. Like, basically, when it came to his wife, he was really defending, you know, his fuckery or whatever.
Yeah, and you're referring to basically when him and the lead actress were on Breakfast Club, and he was defending his wife to the fullest when in actuality she wasn't being attacked on the show. Exactly. So basically, on the Breakfast Club, the actor that we're talking about, basically Charlamagne brought up a scenario that he had a fan basically come up to him or whatever while he was with his family and asked for an autograph. A fan who had basically walked across a bridge to see him, and basically he turned away the fan because he was like, "I'm with my family." But while he was on the show, he overly defended his cause for turning the woman away, and it was just to the point of where it was like a level of just obnoxiousness to like, we get it, you're with your family, I don't understand why you're so angry about the whole scenario.
Exactly.
As if it was a deeper meaning to it. And I guess it was, because the fan that he turned away was a black woman, and he's had problems with the black community based off of his decision to be with his wife, and he overcompensates for the fact that he's with his wife by being very argumentative to the idea of a fan asking for an autograph, which to me is very like unnecessary.
Exactly, because he's not no big time star. He's like he's not a big time star. He's not Michael Jackson, and it was only one fan. He overreacted. But like, I see this trend with a lot of black people who choose to engage in interracial relationships. They like to put the black community under the bus, and that's the biggest issue that I have. I don't have a problem with them dating outside their race. I don't really care. I just care that when it comes to us, the black community, they want to put us under the bus and be like, oh, you know, I found true love now, not that struggle love bullshit.
And at the end of the day, I find it very offensive that somebody would come out the black community like that when that community is the reason for their fame.
Exactly. How I learned about Lonnie and how she was getting her success as a comedian, however, was through Soul Plane, which is a predominantly black film.
Yes, her and Monique starring as co-stars.
Yes, like I don't hear any white people talk about Soul Plane. I don't hear any Asians talk about Soul Plane. I hear black and Hispanics talk about Soul Plane, and so it's so offensive to like put the black community who held it down for you for your career, put them underneath the bus and be disrespectful.
Exactly.
You know, and I feel like every black person should feel disrespected by what the term she used.
And for all the people who think, oh, she didn't say it was any black couple or anything like that when she said struggle love. If that's not what she meant, then she should elaborate on that.
She should clarify on it.
Yeah, she should clarify on that, because everybody knows the connotation of struggle love with black love. So if you really don't want people to get those two things confused, you should openly state what you mean by that.
Exactly.
All I'm saying is that if that's not what she meant, then she needs to say what she meant, because that has an open-ended connotation with it. At the end of the day, if she didn't mean black love, she should say exactly the scenario that she's starting about. Or she should just give her definition of struggle love. Because if I'm a person who's never heard that term just openly, I deserve an explanation. If not, everybody is free to jump to their own conclusion.
Exactly. Let's say that the term struggle love referred to two Asians in a relationship struggling, and it was a negative connotation. Like, she'll be the first person to give an apology and clarify because you're hurting a certain group of people. But when it comes to black people, oh, you know, y'all are overreacting. No, we have every right to, because you're talking down upon a group of people who held it down for you in your career. It's 2018. A lot of black people have a self-esteem in our community. You know, we love each other. And we're over here trying to love and support you, but you're talking down upon us. But you know what?